So the Baltimore Ravens were the top of the AFC, Connor, heading into yesterday's game against the Steelers. A lot of people believe the Steelers season was probably done. They're playing very soft, coming up against a hard Baltimore team. And then with like 2 minutes left in the game, the Steelers take the lead. And then everything goes awry. The Steelers kick the ball. I think Boswell is the kicker, kicks the ball out of bounds. The Ravens start the ball at the 40-yard line, drive the field, 12 seconds left, score the touchdown. John Harbaugh elects to go for 2 points. Lamar Jackson misses a wide open Mark Andrews. Game over. Pittsburgh wins 20-19. Let me tell you some of the reactions from around the league, and then I got a question for you, okay?
Yep.
So this guy, Rich Atkins, says the Ravens controlled possession the entire game, only scored a touchdown. The offense is to blame fully for this game. Colt 745 says the Ravens coach made a selfish call by not kicking the field goal. Everyone knows to give the team a chance in overtime. The 2-point conversion was a terrible call. This win was very important, and he played it like a preseason game. Brandon's Ace says, I'm not mad about the play calling because I don't believe that we are going to win in overtime, to tell you the truth. A Gwen Stan account says, is there anyone to blame on this play? It's TJ Watt for being so good. Had it been anyone else, Lamar and Mark would have connected and scored. And I think that's a fair point. TJ Watt had a great game. He was right in Lamar Jackson's face. And then Peter says, this is completely Mark Andrews' fault. You got to step up in the biggest moments. And clearly he couldn't. Really a shame. So I saw blame go on Lamar for the bad throw. I've seen credit go to TJ Watt. I saw John Harbaugh get blasted. I saw Mark Andrews get blasted. I saw a lot of different things today. Let me ask you, were the Steelers right or wrong? Now, I know hindsight is 20/20, but in that moment, were the Steelers right or wrong to go for 2? Or do you believe if the Steelers go out there, or were the Ravens right to go for 2? And if the Steelers go out there and win that coin toss, Baltimore probably loses anyways. What's your thoughts on the call?
Personally, while I was watching that game live, I was absolutely shocked that they were going to go for 2. I thought that was a mistake. I absolutely positively would have kicked it and went to overtime. I mean, it was very difficult for them to get points versus the Steelers defense. They went down there. They made that great drive. They put them in a position to go to overtime and potentially win the game. I mean, it was a very low-scoring game. It wasn't like the Steelers offense was really dominating. They had a couple good drives in the fourth quarter, but I think it ended up being 20-19. Because outside of that, I think the Steelers had 3 points at halftime. So for them to go for 2, I mean, obviously it was a very gutsy decision. I understand they're just going to try and end the game right then and there. I personally would have kicked the extra point all day long and went to overtime. And I'm not surprised they didn't convert. I mean, it wasn't a great throw. Andrews probably could have maybe caught it. It was a combination of the two, but I would have never even taken that opportunity to begin with.
Yeah, when I saw Harbaugh put up the 2 sign to go for 2, I was absolutely shocked. I thought, why don't you kick the field goal, go into overtime? But it's one of those moves, though, right? If they score that 2-point conversion, he's a genius today, right? We think back to the Bill Belichick call against the Colts, going for it on 4th down, not trusting his defense, fault coming out like half a yard short, and the Patriots end up losing the game. Let me ask you this, though. John Harbaugh, Lamar Jackson, Mark Andrews, or a great play by TJ Watt? Who's to blame or who's to be credited for that play?
Oh, man, when you look at that, it's one of those where it's like D, all of the above. It was a great play. I mean, Mark Andrews could have caught it. It wasn't a good throw by Lamar Jackson. He didn't look great yesterday, but I'm going to blame, if I have to pick it on somebody, I'm going to blame Harbaugh. I just don't think it was a good decision. It did not work. He didn't give his team the opportunity to play for overtime. He went for it right then and there. And I mean, there's no way Justin Tucker misses that extra point. Let's be serious. They could have gone to overtime and won the coin toss, went down and scored. And if not, it's not like the defense had no chance of stopping the Steelers.